Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Surprise! I hope you are having a great Monday, and let's do some crafting to start off our week. This is not when I usually come on, as you know, or may not know, but welcome to my channel. My name is Jana, and this is Jana Stamps. Okay, so I was asked how I did this. So I showed this card for my Saturday morning makes just this last weekend. And this card was one that we made at our local stamp club group, which were called ORCAs, which stands for Oregon Coast Avid Stampers. And so each month a different member provides the project. This month it was provided by Joy, and she brought the supplies for us to learn and make these string art flowers. So I don't know if I've done string art ever. Maybe a long time ago I might have learned to do something. So anyway, one of my followers here on YouTube, fellow YouTuber, said, "How did you do that?" And so I told her, you know, if I have the right kind of a punch and I can figure it out, I will show you. So I hopped right to it this morning. Now I don't have a punch that was this size. This is the smallest one that has this kind of scalloped edge on it. So mine's quite a bit larger. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just figure it out. So let's get started. I've pulled some things this morning so that I can actually finish a card once I show you how to do this. So you could do this. I don't even think, obviously a lot of people do string art, so let me see if I can set this down. This punch for some reason, there, got it. It's a little bit harder for me to punch. You can do it with other shapes, but since this is the shape that I learned how to do it with, this was what I went for. One thing you need to have are these little points that go in, because that is what's going to hold your string in place. I have a heart punch like this, and I think that I will try playing with that and see how that turns out. And so when we did this one, we put our string, attached it to the back, and she said, now count over 5 indentions, and that's where you're going to place your string. And so what I did was this one. So now you can use, I've got this twine that you can find at Dollar Tree. You can use this sort of twine. You can use solid color. I just put lotion on my hands, and look, I made a mark on my cardstock. You can use regular thread. You could use embroidery thread. You could use yarn, maybe, if you wanted to do this with a child, you know, having a bigger like yarn to use might be easier for them to hold on to or something. So I put this on here, and you just start anywhere. I counted over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it puts my thread clear out here like this. And I thought, so I did a few turns with it, and I thought, nope, that's not going to turn out how I want. So what I learned is that the smaller area, you know, the area that you want the opening to be, that's where you're going to start and pull your thread over. So if you want your opening to be like right about in here, then how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. On the first one I made, I did 9 because that was about, because if you come over here and say, look at it as in a square, that was how big I wanted my center to be. I hope that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So anyway, you need to attach your thread to the back. You can use glue, hot glue, a piece of tape, whatever will hold your thread in place. So I just put down some of my adhesive there, and so here we go. I'm going to count over 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to put my thread there. Now you want to, I've got a hold of it on the back there with my finger, and you want to pull it snug, but not too snug, because if you pull it too snug, it's going to buckle your paper, and you don't want that. Now, the gal that taught us, Joy, she said to come down and do 2 strands, and I kind of find that I don't need to do 2 strands. She said the reason you do that is so that you will know when you're all the way back around, but you can tell from the pattern that the string is making, you can tell when you're all the way back around, okay? So then you're going to come up and you're going to go 1 over, you're going to go clockwise. So you're going to go in the next one there. You're going to come down, make sure that it crosses over that one, and go in the next one there. When you come back up, you're going to go in the next one, and the next one down, the next one, and the next one down. So you're just going to keep doing it, going in the next one, and you want to hold it from the back. Now, can you see how it's making that twisty design? And when we get around here, they're going to start crossing each other into what looks like little X's to me. So now we've like come together from where we started at the top and over here. Now do you see how it's making a little X there? So that's what I watch for. So you're still going to go over here. You're going to come up here, and you're creating that next X. Go down, come up, and just keep creating. As long as you see that you're creating an X when you come back over the top, you know you're in the right spot. And this is super easy once you get going with it. So we're going to go all the way around. And even when it closes in here, we're not done because we have to keep going all the way around. So now I've got this string, and we've got string in every little thing, but see, we've only crossed over in that area right there. So we're gonna continue down, making sure that you are making your little X up here and coming down to the next one at the bottom. This might be something a lot of people learned to do in school. I don't know. I just don't remember really doing it. But it sure makes these cute flowers. So we're going to keep going till we get all the way around and have those little X's all the way around. That's the only way I know how to describe it, which we just did. So there's little X's now all the way around. And that's what it ends up looking like. And yes, you have one long piece of string that goes across there. But that's just how it turns out. And see how it just creates that circle in the center? It's really cool, I think. Okay, so you'll just come to the back and stick it down, cut your thread off, and then you can put a piece of tape across there if that makes you feel better. I'm just going to use some of this quick dry tacky glue because see, that's not wanting to hold very good. And I'm just going to put it across the top. I don't I mean, Scotch tape, putting a piece of tape across it is okay. But you know, Scotch tape kind of disintegrates over time. Not that whoever you give this to is going to keep it forever, but you know, as being a card maker, we always like to think that people hold on to our little works of art. Okay, so that's what the back looks like compared to the front. See, the circle in the front is much smaller than the opening in the back. And when I first did this and counted over 5 instead of 9, I could have even went 10 and made the opening even smaller, but that was kind of the size that I liked there. Yeah, it was just around kind of the outside edge of the flower. So there's how it is. Oh, I thought that I was seeing people's comments if they had any. Okay, so there's only a couple of you on here right now, which is to be expected because I didn't announce that I was going to do this. Do you guys want me to do that again? Or, you know, this is something that you can stop and rewind and replay or whatever, but I am happy to punch another one out and make another one if you'd like to see it again. So I made a red one to begin with, and I used the red and white twine. This one I did purple and used the purple and white twine. And so I went through my stash of paper here looking for paper that had both red and purple in it so I could complete this and make a card. And so I pulled out this designer series paper from Stampin' Up, which is called Tea Boutique. Now this paper is getting ready to go away, and what's today? The 24th of April. So if it's if they still have it in stock, you might go look if it's something you'd like to have. I love the designs in here with all the teacups and stuff, but it's one that they're retiring. So chances are that it is probably on sale. And I will put the link to my shopping channel down in the description box just in case you want to go over and find this paper. I pulled these two out because I thought this one was really cute because it had the red and purple flowers in it like what we just made. And I like that the flowers were in envelopes because I think this would be a really cute card to send off in Happy Mail. And then I pulled this one out to coordinate with it. Here on this card, when Joy brought this for us, she just did the solid card with no patterned paper here, and then she had brought some patterned paper to go behind the flowers. But I like a lot of colors, so I decided I wanted, and I had taken some patterned papers along because I knew what what our program was going to be for that day. So I thought I'm just going to take some patterned papers and everybody can pick and choose if they want. So I went with the polka dot and the gingham. I like mixing patterns, and so that's what I ended up with on my card. So I wanted to do something similar. So I pulled out some green for, this is actually a Fun Stampers Journey cardstock. And so this was, the color of this was kiwi green. I don't think you can even find it anymore, but I like that color green and I thought it went pretty with this paper. So that's what I'm using as my card base. Let me set those aside so I don't stick anything in the glue. And again, if you guys want me to do another one of these so you can watch again, I'm happy to do so. It's really quick, and I will string one up for you to show you again how to do it. So just leave me a comment there on the chat since we're live, and I will do that. Okay, I'm going to cut this. This is 6 by 6. I'm going to cut this at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then this one, I pulled out this, I think this is, yeah, this is an old Martha Stewart punch that I have. And it does this pretty edge on it. And I thought it would be fun on the strip here to have a little bit of a pretty edge. So I'm thinking, I think that was about 2 inches wide that I made that strip. I want it to go behind my flowers, and since my my little, whatever you want to call these, my punch was bigger than these. I can't fit 3 flowers, but I can fit 2. But I think I like the flower being bigger than the strip. I think that's okay. That's going to go behind it. Okay, Sue, yeah, it's really easy, and that's kind of what I figured. People can just replay to watch it again. Okay, so I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip of this, and I think I'll make the stripes go vertical on my strip and not horizontal. And I guess I better trim that to 4 1/4, same as, well, now this one I went edge to edge with it. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 5 1/2 and make it go edge to edge on my card. I'm going to go over just a little bit. That way I can trim it off if it doesn't quite go edge to edge for whatever reason. Looks like it's pretty good. I might have just a touch. Ooh, those greens look really pretty together. Okay. So let's pull this punch out here and see how this goes. So with these kind of punches, you just want to line it up evenly, side to side, and make sure that you're against that back edge. If you've never played with these before, you punch it and then you pull it out. Now you don't pull it out past this. You want to still have this under there where you can't see it, and you line up the pattern with the pattern that's on the punch, and then you know that you are going to for some reason that doesn't look right when I line it all the way up to the back. We're going to try it anyway. Let me go right here and see that. No, I don't think I'm far enough. Okay, so I've got it lined up. Okay, so twice did it. If you have a longer strip, sometimes you have to keep moving it. So then I'll put it in here and do the same thing on the other side. Line the pattern up with the design on the punch. There we go. And then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. These are fun punches. I don't play with them enough, I don't think. I don't have that many of them, but I've always thought they were fun to punch. All right, going good here. Let's make sure that it's tucked back in there enough. Line it up and cut it. Oh, I wasn't tucked in there enough. Darn it. Well, I think it might be messed up now. We'll try. Nope, it came out. What do you know? So I only have one that's a little bit wonky right there when I lined it up, but you know what? The flower's going to cover it up and nobody's going to notice it. How fun. All right, so there's all the little garbage bits. Let me pull this down and scoop this into my little, I have this cute little, I have several of these. They're little bucket things. They look like a little wash tub that I bought at Dollar Tree several years ago. And this is what I use as my little scrap bucket on my desk. It's just a perfect size. So if you have a Dollar Tree, next time you're in there, look and see what they have for little doodahs like that and get you one for your desk. Okay. So here's my card base and my background piece. Now I cut a piece of white for the inside. And I can cut, I think having a piece of this for the inside would be nice to kind of go along with what I just did. So I'm just going to cut a sliver of it off here, a 1/2 inch. And then I will have a piece to decorate the inside. I'm so excited because we are going to have sunshine this week. In fact, we have a little bit of it today, not as much as we're going to have in the next few days. But like everybody else, I am ready for some sunshine. And it's not our tree, it's the neighbor's tree, but it's right outside my stamp room window. And I was just noticing that it's got little pink buds all over it, which are so cute. And so I don't know if it's like one of those ornamental cherry trees. I don't remember ever seeing fruit growing on that tree back there, but I love all the pink buds that I'm seeing on it this morning. Everything's going to get happy now that we're getting some sun finally. Okay, so there's that. And I can go ahead and put that on the inside of my card. So I thought I would do something different for my Friday Fun Day Live this week. I don't know why I always come up with these ideas when I wake up in the morning. I'm laying in bed and it's just I have these thoughts of things I want to do, and I thought, oh, okay. So I have a lot of different black ink pads, and especially new people that are new to stamping and card making or whatever you like to stamp. Maybe it's playing in your journal or, doing an art journal or whatever. Sometimes don't know what a lot of the different inks are and what they do. So I thought for Friday this week, I would pull out all my black ink pads and get some a piece of watercolor paper and the kind of paper that I like to use when I'm doing alcohol, coloring with my alcohol markers. And we will do some experimenting on how they react with the different mediums, watercolor, alcohol markers, regular dye-based markers. We'll just play with it and see how they turn out. And then especially people that don't know what the difference is in the different kind of inks will have a better understanding then. Okay, so I think I want to grab some green ribbon. I pulled out yellow buttons for the centers of my flowers. And let me see if I can grab some green ribbon real quick. I don't know if I have any that might be the right color. That's too dark. I'm sure that I have probably just the right color of green ribbon somewhere. But I've grabbed these two. I don't want to take up your time being off screen. Actually, one of these might work. I grabbed this one that's very, this one's kind of fun. This is Mossy Meadow from, these are both Stampin' Up! Ribbons. This is, I'm looking for something to be able to pull the end out with, wherever that might be. Okay, there we go. And I have it taped, so that's convenient. Okay, so this here, this trim is a braided linen trim, and it's kind of fun because you can actually grab the edges and, you know, do this little bit of wonky pulling it apart. And how does that match with our paper? I think it does a better job than this. This is really pretty ribbon, but it's too dark. It doesn't really match. And it's got more blue in it. This must be, oh no, this is Evening Evergreen. I thought maybe it was like peacock, because to me it's kind of got that color. So I think I'm going to play with that. But first, did I attach my piece? Yeah. So let me get this piece down. I did demo the flower. Do you want me to do it again? Because it's really quick, Sandra, and I can do it. I'll do it again. I know there's people coming on. I didn't make an announcement that I was coming on. I just did it. I kind of do that once in a while. So I'll punch another one out. Boy, did I ever cut that close. There's barely an edge peeking. Barely an edge. Okay, so there we go with that. So I had explained that this one that we did at the Stamp Club is a much smaller punch than what I have. But I believe that it will work with any punch or die. So I have this one that's a Marvy punch, and this is the smallest one that I have. Let me put this in there. This punch is harder to punch, I think, because it's so big. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do this one more time really quick, and then we'll finish the card. So I've got this twine, but like I was saying, you can use any kind of twine, thread, embroidery thread, yarn. You can use whatever you have on hand. You're going to start in one of the points there. And where you go across determines how big the opening in the middle will be. On the smaller one, she had us go over 5 points. And what I determined for this size opening on my bigger one was 9 points is where I went over. And how I determined that? Well, first I went over 5 and tried it, and I thought, no, that's not going to work. It made the opening way too big. So when you bring your thread across, wherever, so I don't know how to describe it, but if you imagine a square, if you took wherever you bring your thread across and imagine a square, that's kind of how big your circle's going to be in the middle. So I decided to do 9 on this one after I went 5 and could tell that wasn't going to work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then you go straight down. you're going to work, I think I said counterclockwise before, that's not right. We're going to work in a clockwise direction. So you've got it attached back here, but you still kind of want to hold on to it, but not too tightly as to bend your paper, your cardstock. You're going to go over one point to the right and cross your thread over and go into the next one down here to the left. And you're just going to keep doing that. Come up one to the right, go down one to the left. One to the right, one to the left. You can see your thread crossing over. One to the right, one to the left. So we're just going to keep doing that. And once these two come together here, it's going to start making what I call these little X's. So now we've closed that in, and do you see now how it's crossing over and creating an X? You're going to come down, keep one to the left still, come back up one to the right. You're still doing the same thing. And each time it's going to create that little cross stitch or X. And you just keep doing that all the way around. That is how easy this is. And so Joy, if you are ever watching this, thank you so much for teaching us this at Stamp Club. Because now, see, it's getting passed on to everybody else. So it's now closing it in down at the bottom, but you keep going all the way around till you have those little X's all the way around. And you want to keep a hold of it in the back, because once it starts coming undone, it just keeps it going. Because I had that happen to me this morning. And so if that happens, you just start over. Okay, so we're almost done here. I'm coming up. That's the last X at the top, and it's creating the last X at the bottom. And so then you just turn it over. And let me hold this in place. And you can see here the difference between how big the circle is on the back as compared to your circle on the front. And I'm just going to put some adhesive in there and put that down, but I'm going to go back over it with some glue. You can use hot glue, whatever kind of glue you want. I just happen to have this on my desk, which is this quick dry tacky glue, because you don't want it coming undone once it's on your card. And then the person would open it and have an envelope full of string. Okay, so there is that. So I hope that that was understandable, but you can stop. This video will go up. It won't be live anymore, obviously, when we're done, but you can replay it over and over as much as you need to. But it's really simple. Once you make one, you're going to have it. That's just how easy it is. Okay, so let me pull out a couple of my cute little yellow buttons here and see which one, if we've got a couple that are the same or close to the same. I don't care if they completely match. It makes your card more interesting. But if I've got some that match, all the better. I really didn't want one with 4 holes, but that's okay. I can do 4 holes. I like to tie string in mine. Some people just don't bother with that. All right. Do you guys love buttons? I've got a huge jar right above here on my shelf full of buttons. My grandma had a basket with all of her buttons. I might use those two. I don't see any that are that size that look like they match necessarily. And like I said, that is perfectly fine. It's no biggie. Okay, I'm going to go with those two. Did I see another one like that? There is, but they're not the same color. All right, so I'm going to do these two, and they're interesting because they both have writing. A lot of these buttons have writing on them. I don't know where I got them. I got these cute little jars at the IKEA store, and I just thought they were so cute because they look like little miniature candy jars. Oops, I forgot that one. Okay, so like I was saying earlier too, if you missed it, with this size, you could fit 3 on, but with the bigger size that I have, only 2 will fit. Now, what did I do with my twine? Here it is. So I have my twine in these sugar or creamer shaker jars. A lot of it, not all of it, because here's a bunch of it in a bag. But I have some of it in these, and you just thread it up through the holes. We used to be able to find these at the Dollar Tree, and now they don't have them there anymore. But you just roll your twine in balls and then put them in the jar and thread it up through the holes, which is kind of fun. And it keeps your twine contained. Let's see now. I'm trying to think here. Sorry, I'm wetting the end of it. I know. Not so sanitary, but it is what it is, and I did it. Okay. I actually have some of those threaders that you use with, that people who have braces on their teeth use to thread dental floss through so they can floss their teeth. Oh, I should have crossed it. I should have crisscrossed it. It's crisscrossed on that side. Needs to be crisscrossed. So is this where I need to go then? No, that's still not going to crisscross it, is it? Here, let me get my, these are the things I'm talking about. They're very handy to have in your craft room, or if you sew or anything like that, because it just can grab your thread and pull it through teeny tiny holes. You just thread that end through, stick your twine or whatever. Is this broken? No. Sometimes they're split. I think I just didn't let it catch. And then it just pulls it right through. It's so handy. Okay, now then, okay, this is going to crisscross it, but then it's going to be tied in the back and not have knots in the front. Oh, well, that's okay. We'll go with it because I'm not going to redo it again. Let me pull it a little bit smaller. And then I need to cut it. That'll be cute, having it crisscrossed on the front, I guess. The other one I tied on the top of the buttons. Like that. Had the little knot on the top. But that is okay. We'll just do it this way. Oh, I'm starting to get shaky, I think. I need to eat. I have not had any thing to eat today yet. I was too excited to come in here and do this. Okay, so there's one. Cute. That will go in the middle for that one. And let's just do it again. So I'm going to tie it in the back. Sometimes you can do it without needing a thread or anything, as long as the layers of the thread don't come apart. And these holes are big enough that you can just poke it through. Yay! So I didn't even need to use my little floss threader. There we go. I want to put this up though, so I don't lose it. They're easy to lose. And actually, I am going to just dab a little bit of glue, this glue on the back there, to kind of just hold those knots. This glue is so thick. There it comes, I think. There we go. Okay, now we can finish doing this card. I think it's going to be cute. All right, looks like two big owl eyes. All right, so I am going to stick some dimensionals on the back here. Let's see. I'm just going to put them in the middle, I think. Like that. Let's see if that works. Because we'll see. We'll see if it works. So this, okay, I'm just going to commit to it here and pop it down. Okay, is it holding? Yes, it is. Yeah, if I would have started from the back, I could have tied them on the front. That's okay. I just stuck my finger in the glue. Okay, now the reason I got that ribbon, what did I do with it? Here it is that I just wanted to do some little faux leaf things, you know? I just wanted to tuck a couple of pieces here and there under there. Let me see if I'm even gonna, yeah, I think it'll be cute. Okay, so let me just cut a few off. Do them kind of the same length here. I don't really want an even number, so let's see how this goes. We'll just see. And then I am going to pull it apart here. Especially more so on the ends. And Okay, I think that's going to be cute. I'm kind of wishing I had my hot glue out here, but I don't. So what I am going to do is put a little bit of that on there. Did I get any on? I did not. Oh, it's not wanting to stick. Okay, let's just use this then. And let me bring in these other ones. I have some leftover Chinese, well, food from the Chinese store, like the yakisoba noodle. No, I don't know. It's mixed up with cabbage and that kind of stuff. That is what I'm going to have for my lunch. Okay, I have to say this glue sure holds pretty well. And then I think I'll just stick on some glue dots to tuck them behind the flowers with. One more. My fingers are starting to get sticky from the glue. Oh, so this week I am going to work on finishing the little memory decks cards that I am doing for an exchange. And then I'm actually going through my room and getting rid of a bunch of stuff that I just don't use to make room for what? More stuff, because that's what we do. So we're going to have, me and two other gals, we're going to have a big sale in June. Okay, so let's finish this card. My flowers are stuck. Let me get my glue dots. And I'm just going to tuck one behind this one like that. Press it down so it sticks. And maybe, I think I'll do two there. Kind of rustic looking. And then let's just go. That glue, I'm telling you what, that glue is already dry in there. That's crazy. Okay, there's one there. And I think I'll pop one up there. Where do I want this one? Maybe I don't want it there at all. I don't want it to look goofy. Okay, we'll just go with that. And then I know I'm putting a lot of glue on there, but since it's not like flat now on the back because of the string, I just want it to hold it in place better. So there's that, and then you could further add more bling around if you wanted to. But I think I'm just gonna go with that, and then it would maybe be cute to put like a little something that sticks out and says hello. I'm thinking, especially since this would be more of a Happy Mail card. Don't know that I'm really digging it with 2 flowers like that, because I can't get over the fact that it looks like 2 big eyeballs to me. Here's the one with 3. And here's the owl face with 2 big eyeballs. Okay. And the other thing is with my punch, these scallops here are more defined. Mine are smaller scallops. But you know what? I'm going to put a little thing on there that says hello, that maybe I'll put it right across here. I got to do something to make it not look like eyeballs. Because I just can't unsee eyeballs. Anyway, that's how you do the string art medallions. I guess that's what I'm going to call them. And I think if you have ones that have a more defined scallop than mine, maybe the better. Of course, you don't have to make them into flowers. They could just be simply a design element. And have fun with it. That's all. That's the point. Have fun with it. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here and go have my lunch and hang out with my dogs a little bit before I come back in here and probably work on those memory decks cards. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks for coming and checking this out. Yeah, you could easily make an owl card especially with the size of scalloped ones I have. Just put a little nose there, do it in brown colors. It would be super cute. Super cute. I don't know if I'm going to leave these on there either. We'll see. It was, that's called creating on the fly, okay? I know I can make this come together. In fact, I might even die cut some leaves and put on top of my little sprigs. I think I'll do that. That is what I'm going to do. All right, you guys, take care. Come back on Friday and we'll do that ink experiment, okay? See you next time. Bye-bye.